And there we go, folks. Happy Friday, fun day. I'm your host, Rob Appell from Stitchin Heaven out in Quitman, Texas. That's where I'm actually standing today, and it's going to be a wonderful day. I noticed everybody's already logged in. Mona and Patty and Carl, of course, and you're chatting about the weather, as I love to see. Thank you so very much. I'm feeling a little green. I guess it's a good thing. I want that to be a good thing today. But doesn't the set look beautiful with the quilt up? And the green cabinetry? I actually got the light fixture here. We couldn't get this one to change colors, but we prevailed. It's been a great week out here in Quitman, Texas. If it's your first time stumbling across the videos, I'm a quilt maker. I work for a wonderful shop, retail big shop and travel event cruising, land ahoy. We're going to start calling those destination socations or something super hip and cool like that. Do a lot of great stuff here at Stitchin Heaven. Primarily, my job is to educate and entertain with quilts on camera. So welcome. It's Friday Live, and we're going to spend maybe 15, 20 minutes today talking about what's been going on in the week. I will let you all know, if you've been following along, it looks like we've gotten the big approval for the scrap mystery random block generator. Coming along wonderful, but we spent so much time this week working on other projects that I didn't get the patterns ready. So I want to get everything dialed in. So give me a few weeks, folks, and we're going to get started on that awesome scrap quilting project. Just a fun, no stress sewing. Maybe that's what we need. New shirts, no stress sewing. I think that'd be awesome. So let's get our announcements done, folks. Welcome to the 68,000 plus subscribers. Big week. Thank you for everybody that joined the family here at Stitchin Heaven. Really appreciate you. If you haven't subscribed, please do so now. Hit the like button, hit the little bell to be notified. That way on Fridays when I do go live, usually about 5 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Pacific, you can catch up with the latest and greatest of what's going on. I have also a wonderful Facebook group, the So Well Rob Appell, and that is actually almost up to 3,000 members in our community. I just checked out this morning. I believe I've let everybody through the gate that answered the questions appropriately. You've got to answer those questions appropriately if you want the gatekeeper to let you through the gate, folks. That's why we put the questions there. Now, I read them myself, so the nicer the things you say about me, the better the chances you have of getting through the gate. So just keep that in mind, please. And then also, while we're going through the stuff, I've tried to put up a few links in the description today. We don't have a ton of projects to show, and I'm going to need you to pay very close attention to a few things I say in about the middle of the video, because I've got some kits that are pretty special, and I want to make you aware of those, and I don't have an opportunity to put the link there. So we're going to have to figure out something, and they left me all on my own today. So they said I could do whatever I wanted. So I will, and I'm going to probably get in a lot of trouble for that. So that's going to be cool. Don't forget to sign up for the emails so that you can get the weekly flash sale. And this week on YouTube, a really fun, super simple, folks, but it's something everybody needs 3 to 5 of these in your sewing room. We did the pin cushion with a scrap catcher, and you know a scrap catcher is a nice name for a trash bag. Right? I mean, why did that sound so funny in my head? At any rate, so yeah, really fun, really easy tutorial. I was experimenting with adding zip ties. Of course, boning or a giant industrial zip tie is still your best choice, but it was a lot of fun to get that put together and taken care of. And really, like I said, really great to see so many people watching the video, so many comments. I had actually had somebody ask me via email, rob@stitchinheaven.com, how to make such a little trash bag scrap catcher pin cushion. I'd made one a long time ago, and I even couldn't find my own instructions for it. So I just put up a new video, and I think you'll all dig it. If you haven't already seen it, please check that out. And then also, and this is one of the announcements I may get in trouble for, I caught an email this morning, so you all know. Well, wait, let's back up. Congratulations again to Mike at Legit Kits for making it on Shark Tank and scoring a deal. That is so cool to see our little industry of quilters making the big time. So fantastic, huge congratulations to the Legit Kits team. At our expo that we had back in November, we had a bunch of the Legit Kits on display. They are a foundation paper piece pattern set, and they do incredibly cool, more graphic design quilts, and they're just beautiful. So we're having a retreat here, and we're also doing a block of the month. Now, the block of the month will be the big hooter, which is the owl that you see here. And then originally we were saying we were going to do the big hooter retreat as well. But we're wondering if all of you might rather have a pick of kits. So I caught an email today. So if we have this big Hooter retreat coming up April 3rd through 6th, but rumor has it, and don't quote me on this, but rumor has it you may be able to choose a different project pattern. Come and work with the experts at Legit Kits and go ahead and join us right here in Quitman, Texas for that. So at any rate, stay tuned. If that's something you've been kind of watching, maybe you're on the fence about joining us for the retreat, of course, you can always comment here, comment Hooter Retreat, and we'll get back to you on that, or just email info@stitchinheaven.com and ask a little bit more. Like I said, it was an email that was just going through the marketing department this morning, and I probably shouldn't have seen it, and I most likely shouldn't be saying anything, but I have, and I did, and so there you go. There's your information. Maybe it's something you want to be paying attention to. Now, also, speaking of stuff you got to be paying attention to, folks, we've just put up a bunch of new cruises online, stitchinheaven.com. You can check the travel packages. We've got a bunch of amazing projects being taught at sea this year by fantastic instructors. So I'm really pumped up about the cruise packages we have going on. We also have a bunch of what we've been calling Land Ahoy, but we're having fun with this whole new year, the 2025. So these may be soon named to destination locations or something fun like that. But it's just a great way to get together and sew, and the convenience of us being able to bring our team to your community so we can all gather easily and convenient for you and do wonderful quilts together. So I think it sounds awesome. If you didn't hear already, my good buddies, Mark, the Quilting Marine, and Andrew, the Combat Quilter, and I will be in Shipshewana June 8th through 13th this year. I apologize. I do not know if there is still space available for that one, but you certainly could look on our website and check that out. It's going to be a hoot. We're going to have a blast there. And we're also, of course, Andrew, Mark, and I are shipping out here in just a few weeks for the Patriot Cruise this year. It's going to be really exciting. And if we're doing another one for Alaska next year, I believe. Now, that one may not be online yet as well. We're just putting up a bunch of these new events, and we do so many of them here at Stitchin Heaven. It's quite a project to get those all online for you all to investigate. But do please pay attention, because there's really cool things coming around the pipeline. Well, behind me, as you all know, is the glowing checkered star. So just this morning, Elijah and I filmed the actual tutorial, the actual video, the backup plan B. If you were here last week, we talked about having a good plan B in place. So we are doing the live show. That'll be the virtual quilt along April 19th, and it's a completely free sew along. I'll have the pattern and the supply list available for download. The supply list very, very soon. Of course, that way, if you want to do a different colorway, we are doing limited edition kits in the greens with all of my fabrics in them. And those are available already online right now. So if you were to bounce on our website and see this header here for the virtual sew along, you can go down the page, sign up via email. You can buy a kit, as well as you can sign up for the retreat. And we do have a retreat that was in that bottom info there, August 6th through 10th, right here in Quitman, Texas. And that's going to be awesome. And that'll be an in-person retreat where about 40 of us will get together and play with making the quilt again. Maybe we'll do some add-ons. Maybe I'll bring you some new clever choices, maybe a new colorway, something like that. So that's going to be super cool. If you do buy a kit, you might be one of the lucky 5 winners that will receive a golden ticket. If you get a golden ticket to the wacky and wonderful quilting retreat, folks, Stitchin Heaven will be treating you to your registration for that August retreat. So you buy the kit to do the sew along in April, and then you might get a free retreat out of the deal. Pretty awesome, if you ask me. So I'm pretty excited about all of that. And speaking of kits, okay, here we go. This is something I want to say. I'm just going to put my email up right now. Folks, rob@stitchinheaven.com. And this is the link I didn't have for you earlier because I didn't know how to do it. And things are moving fast around here today. You know, January 1st, we always do the sewing, the mystery quilt along. So this is Tiffany's version of this year's 2025. That is the mystery quilt along in her batik colorway. And as I was wandering around the shop, kind of digging in the nooks and crannies, folks, I found that we have one of her kits left, and it's a pre-cut. So I've got all of the parts and pieces in here and everything. Okay, everything's labeled and the pattern has been printed out. Nancy did that for us all today. She printed out the pattern So please, if you want, and it's going to be a first come, first serve, I'm going to ask you just to simply email me at rob@stitchinheaven.com if you would like this kit, and then I will send them over to customer service in the order in which they'll receive, and they will reach out to you in the next few days to take your credit card information and ship you the kit. So before you email me right now, I have three choices. Okay, so there's three different kits available. So yeah, the pre-cut from the quilt I just showed you with all the batiks from Tiffany's, is one of those. There are two of the red, white, and blue, the patriotic version from my team, the Team Rob. Okay, patterns included as well there. So there are two of those. And then the fourth kit I have, or the fourth bag, I literally only have 4 packages to sell, right, is also the pre-cut. And this is last year's, the beautiful black, Tiffany blue, and pink from last year's mystery quilt along. We went ahead and printed out the pattern so you don't have to download it. So if you're interested in owning any of the 4 of these kits, that's all I have. Please email me, rob@stitchinheaven.com, and then I will ask customer service to make direct contact with all of you. I will hand them over the emails in the order in which I receive them to try to be as fair as possible. Like I said, I just found these, and these are it. It's limited edition. When they're gone, they're gone. I didn't want to have any of you miss out. Okay, so that's pretty awesome. Let's go ahead. We'll be getting into, I'm looking at the comments. Oh, I think maybe the block on the desk, Jacqueline, you might have been just asking. It was the quilt there just a minute ago. Folks, if you're new here, I don't normally read the comments because I get so easily distracted. So I check back at the comments, usually around the middle of the show and or towards the end to make sure all the questions have been answered and whatnot. So sorry, Jacqueline. I think you were referring to the quilt that was on the table. There's a few other things I'm going to show as part of the Grateful List as my show and tell. So again, if you're new to the show, one of the things we love to do here is we call it the Grateful List. The top 4 things this week I've been grateful for. Very fun, and maybe it will remind some of you of the things you're also grateful for. If that be the case, share them in the comments below. So here we go. The 4 things this week, in no particular order other than the order that they're in, particularly. It was a busy week, a super busy week, and we had a lot of fun here. So one of the things that we got to do, let's see, I've got a bunch of pictures coming up as I got to town. You know that while I'm in town, I like to put tattoos on my friends. So I was able to do a fun little memorial for a bird on my friend Mona. That one turned out pretty slick, if you ask me. And then also, while we're here, let me do a little bit more personal show and tell. You know, if you've been following along, I've been working on the sock. It's not going terrific, but I've passed the heel. And I don't know if I've shown this yet. This is terrible. This is absolutely awful, or it's perfect, depending on how you want to look at it. I'm thinking it's just the exact left heel. The way I've not counted this thing correctly, I think that I'm making a perfect left sock. The cool thing is when I do the next sock, I have a chance of creating an ambidextrous sock. I hope I don't have to make a specific right sock because that could go really poorly. So yes, the sock knitting is still coming along. Andrew, if you're out there watching today, thanks. I love my knitting bag. I know you have been all entertained by some of the busy work that I've been doing. The sock knitting is not going as I expected, but I did also get my patch put on my favorite cap. Isn't that a slick lid? I mean, I think I like this thing a lot. So anyways, I now have the leather patch that I picked up at the quilt show, Road to California. I put that on there. I came into the busy week. Thank you so much, Haley. Check this out. She dropped off a couple of stickers. Okay, so Haley and her husband have a really cool ministry where they go down to the skateboard parks and they give out Bibles and talk to the kids and adults down there about the Word. And so anyways, they are Shred the Word, and I'm a believer and a skater, so it's really fun. So I got a new t-shirt this week. Thank you again, Haley. And I got some stickers. So I put my sticker on my new mug. So that's really cool, and I'm really having a lot of fun with that. So it's always fun to come out to Texas and see what kind of new things are to be worked on or waiting with. We filmed a ton of footage. We made a bunch of great content for you all. Here's a little bit of it. Oh man, folks, I really wish I could tell you everything was awesome, but it's not necessarily. It's the next day. I'm walking in and we have gotten nowhere. But I do believe it's important you understand we are real quilters as well. So yesterday, after we shot our really cool video, we were getting started, and these designs are going to look rad. But yes, Pat unfortunately hit, I believe, a pin that we had up here for the leaders and broke a needle, and then went up in the store. Gets so busy, she got distracted, and here we are the next day, and we haven't even put on the first row. So I'm really hoping this works out, folks. I was hoping to have Arabella quilted this week for you, but I guess you'll just have to stay tuned to next week and see if we've got it done. And I'm not going to tell you, you will have to stay tuned until next week to find out whether or not the Arabella project went as expected. Please check out the video next week. We did work on it pretty hard all this week. Another fun opportunity that came along within the busy week is I was blessed to present a trunk show last night to a group in Canada via Zoom. And so I was set up here in the studio, and this was kind of fun. It was kind of late night, and so I was working off of the iPad. I wanted to tell them all about the sew along. You could see I was doing some doodling, and if you've been following along, I wanted to show you how bad my drawings were. Because I always told my friend Ed, who's been trying to teach me to draw, that I would never try to draw faces and things, but he's been trying to get me, there's these really cool, I even have a picture of one. There's these really neat things where you can get like proportions, right? So you should be able to map out using math and engineering and stuff. And so anyways, last night I sent him a picture. I said, I'm making a Muppet. And so I was doodling along and playing. Because I was watching the trunk show. It was a pre-recorded trunk show. And last week, remember, we discussed Plan B. So if you're looking closely at the grateful list, I had some big challenges this week. And one of those big challenges was actually what happened with Arabella and some of the things that were going on. I did have the big challenge of working through the Plan B of getting the recorded video, and that was pretty awesome. The Plan B went great. And as I sat there and listened, I actually, for me, with my busy hands, I was doodling. So there's one of I got a little further on my Muppet, and then I drew this lovely couple. Whew, yikes. However, the fun part of it was, as I just continued to work through and listen to the trunk show, I realized, wow, this is going to be a neat thing to do. And so it was really great to get to share my story and my message with my new friends out there in Canada. So thanks for joining me last night. If you're watching today, lots of fun there. And because of that, I should also mention we did a little promo code, and it's called Rob Says So. And I don't know that that R has to be or should be capitalized. I apologize. But if you would like to use that, there's 20% off at Stitchin Heaven today. And maybe tomorrow. I think it's good through tomorrow. Give it a try today or tomorrow, because this week turned on for the folks up in Canada. But remember when I told you no one's here today? My boss he's playing hooky and no one's paying attention. So I'm allowed, until I get in trouble for it, to do this kind of stuff. So take advantage of it while we can. If I'm not here next Friday, we'll know what happened. But go ahead and use that Rob Said So promo code if you'd like anything. Don't forget about the rotary blades and all that kind of stuff that might just be a great stockpile item. Clips, any of those wonderful little scissors we have here at Stitchin Heaven and whatnot. And now I know why. I've ran to buy one of my other notes. This is the other reason I was sharing with you my wonderful knitting. I'm decided now, after I get up to master socks, this is what I want to do next. Look at those vests, folks. I do believe somebody does need to take grandmother's yarn away, and mine as well, probably, if that happens. But nonetheless, I found that video, or that little, on social media, and I just laughed and laughed and laughed when I saw that. And I'm thinking about making all the All-Stars their own uniform, crocheted doily little grandmother flower gardens vest. So Mark, Andrew, Jerry, Carl, you guys watch out. They're coming. All right. So the last thing on the grateful list really is the Sojo is returning. I don't know if you picked up on that as well. I'm pretty wound up today. It was a very, very good week, productively, around here, but it was one of those weeks where the team was just firing on all cylinders. We were able to put together a lot of really fun content. We're really excited about some of our initiatives for this coming year. We were planning, like I said, for the next big event for me, which will be the April sew along on this quilt. We've got some neat new tech ideas for that and things. So I'm just getting really excited about that and everything coming. But I'm, again, like I said, very excited about that scrap quilting program. And so I've got a bunch of new things coming down the road, and that always gets me ramped up. And so, yeah, the Sojo feels like it's building, and and it's pretty exciting. So I figured if my Sojo was building, I might as well end our show or near the end of our show today with all of your Sojo. We have the show and tell. So always encourage you, if anyone's ever interested, you can email in photos of your finished projects, your quilted projects, maybe your knitted vests, right? To Rob at stitchinheaven.com. If you've got an ambidextrous sock pattern you'd like to share with me, that'd also be appreciated. Yeah, Rob at stitchinheaven.com. Got a couple wonderful quilts in over the last few weeks, and so I'm going to show those now. So here, this one is really nice. This one came in from Mary. I'm looking pretty closely, Mary. I'm not sure that's quilted. I'm just giving you a bad time. I see you're watching today, and thanks for sending that in. That is a really cool little one. I like the scrappy effect of it. I have a feeling that's why you sent it over. And then, of course, here's a quilted version. This one's from Mary, and the bears have not gotten to it yet. So very nice, Mary, that got finished out. And then here, this lovely one I missed last week. Nancy, I'm so sorry I forgot to show it for you. I hope Walmart trip is going well as well. But thank you, Nancy. This is a lovely quilt here, and just really dig it. Now, it looks to me like this might have been one of those So Kind of Wonderful template patterns or something. I don't know. If it is, maybe let everybody in the comments know so that if they're interested how you made that, I'm sure they would love to know. That's a great one. And just let you all know that we do, like I said, have the Arabella video, the extra bonus video coming up next week. And then those of you who follow along, they've been working really cool. I didn't quite swap it out. It just happens to be in my pocket because it was on set today. But yes, my 13-year recovery coin. I'm almost to my mark. February 20th will be 13 years without a drop of alcohol in this system here. And so anyways, I'm pretty proud of that. But it also is often, it's a reflection point for me. It's one of those times where I kind of get a little deep at times and think about all of the, well, this time we're going to think about all of the great progress we've made. So anyways, maybe I can just offer a few words of encouragement to any of you that are out there that maybe are in your first year of recovery, or you're out there, just doing a great job on those goals you set for yourselves. I just want to say congratulations to you. I've had several friends congratulate me this week, and it just feels wonderful. So I'm going to encourage all of us to keep up the good work we are doing, whether that's in our emotional, our financial, our spiritual, or our creative health. Keep up the good work, friends. I really appreciate you being out there. I'm going to take a few minutes and just look through the comments here, make sure I haven't missed any questions. If you have any major questions, and maybe type them again so they'll come down to the bottom of the page for me. There's a lot of you joining us right now. So nice to see so many of you joining along today, like I said. Yeah. Oh, Patty, I'm glad you're excited about that scrap project. I apologize for not having the PDFs further along. I don't have a grand excuse, but when we get it ready, it'll be all packaged really nicely. How's that sound? Awesome. Okay, everyone's surviving the weather. That's good to see. Excellent. Carl said he wore that shirt to work today, folks. When he said that, he was referring to the knitted vest I had made for him. So that's pretty exciting. Good job, Carl. 2 pair of knitted socks. Yes, but did you knit them yourselves? Because I understand most sock knitters actually have one knitted sock they ever finish. That I'm hearing it's a challenge, a bigger challenge. Classic. Oh, Lori, that was your family photo of the knitted sweaters. Oh, could you then send me the pattern? That would be wonderful. I would so appreciate that. That way I don't have to go looking all over those 1970s McCall's yarn patterns. You could just send me your family photo, and I'm sure you've got it in one of those, like next to the recipe cards, right? You pop open the little plastic box and you're going to have the little 3x5 cards, and that'll be perfect for me. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're getting as much of a kick out of those photos as I did. Awesome. Oh, and thank you everybody for the congratulations. I wasn't really hunting for a compliment, but I don't mind them, that's for sure. Carl, you weren't wearing the sweater today. Too funny. All right, guys, I love you all. I'm so glad you were here. I think I'm going to wrap it up and go catch dinner with a friend. And again, really appreciate you being there. Make sure you're joined on the So Well Facebook group, folks. I've really enjoyed seeing everybody's projects they've been posting that were the finished quilts and new blocks and things. There was a lot of pictures going on. Keep posting your pictures in the New Year's Day sew along. Remember, there's a Facebook group for just these quilts. So please make sure you're posting your progress and your pictures out there. We're seeing so many awesome fabric choices and things. I haven't checked the email, so I don't know yet if their kits are still available. If you had any interest in a red, white, and blue kit, I had 2 of these. Email rob@stitchinheaven.com. Here, I'll put it on the screen one last time. And then again, I have a 2024 pink, black, blue kit from Tiffany. Patterns are included, so you don't have to go digging for them. And then I have one of the Tiffany colorway from this year. And this is the way it looks. And this was the quilt that was on the table that you were all hoping to see earlier. Isn't that beautiful there? Okay. So go ahead and just email me. Let me know what kits you want. I'll send those over to customer service. And they may be Monday or Tuesday when they get back to you. Don't panic. Just have your credit card standing by, and we will be there to take your money. Don't you worry about a thing. Awesome. Folks, have a blessed week and make sure you're sharing your creativity with others. And until I see you all again, thank you for being here, and please stay well. Love you, Andrew.